I heard someone say that if marriage was beneficial for women, they would have taken it away from us.
Actually, marriage doesn't benefit men anymore, because you used to get married and you'd have a wife that wanted to contribute to the relationship, like cook, clean, take care of the kids, take care of you. And now the only thing women are willing to do is take care of the children. They say you need to take care of yourself. So why do you need to get married for that? The answer is you don't, which is why most men just have sex, get a woman pregnant, and then never marry her, because they're getting the same result.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Cosmic Burst titled Why Aren't Men Getting Married Anymore? Honestly, it's no real secret. Men are just tired of sacrificing everything only to get destroyed by an ungrateful woman. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Locke the Bounty Hunter, so don't forget to subscribe to both of their channels, and let's jump right into it.
I still stand by the fact that my husband is the ugliest man that I have ever met 5 years into our marriage. If you are single right now, it's because you want to be attracted to your partner, and that is just not realistic. I don't know how many times women on this app are going to have to say it. Find an ugly ass man and marry him. And I'm not talking about a guy that just needs a little brush up, okay? I'm talking about a terminally unattractive man. I sleep with an eye mask at night so that I have time in the morning to mentally prepare before I make eye contact with my husband. But here I am, married, and you're not. So who's laughing?
Imagine being this woman's husband and coming across a video of her insulting you and saying that you are not attractive to her. That's a massive insult, and it's uncalled for in every sense of the word.
I left the man that I loved for the man that I deserve. I was in a relationship for 10 years and decided to leave that relationship because he was no longer the man of my dreams. He was a good boyfriend and he never cheated on me, but when it came to alignment and what I deserved and what I wanted and saw for myself and my future kids, I wanted to give my kids the best possible father I could, as well as like the best possible life I could give them. Love is not enough for that.
In other words, she left a solid, dependable, and good man so that she could get with a rich guy, which just proves that women like this don't like good men if they don't have the bankroll to back it up.
So I left. It took me years of contemplation, but now I am in pursuit of finding the man of my dreams again, because you're young, you're hot, you might as well live your best possible life, especially the one life that you have, the one body that you have. Like, don't waste it away on settling.
She left a good man, and now she's single and is still sticking to the idea that she made the right move, even though she's not that young and men clearly don't find her desirable.
I genuinely don't understand where the tall people at. Where are tall men? Anywhere I go, I can see above the crowd. That's not normal. It's like Snow White and dwarfs, full capacity. And all of them are so sus too. Like, there's no like testosterone coming through your shirt. You just there like, let's go do blow in the bathroom. I'm sorry, I'm having a drink in your hand like pineapple strawberry vodka soda. That's the reason I stopped going out, and this is a reminder for me today that I should have stayed home.
I'm sorry, but these women cannot tell the difference between 5'11 and 6'3. They only care about getting a tall guy because it's nothing more than a status symbol to show off to their single friends.
So I would love to get married again, but now it seems like men don't want to get married anymore. Like, why is this? Can't we just get a prenup and be happy and be married? I get it where there's so many people that just live together and they live a married life, but they don't actually get married. Are people at least getting rings still? So at least you can show like I'm taken when you're out and about if you don't want to get married. What is the real reason men don't want to get married anymore?
Men have made it clear why they don't want to get married. Modern women are oftentimes incredibly insufferable, entitled, and will leave the very second they realize that marriages actually take some degree of work. So the question becomes, what is the point for men?
Is it money? Is it they've already had half of their stuff taken from a divorce, so they're bitter? I'm really curious. I feel like the partnership that comes with marriage is just a little bit different than if you're just dating someone, because they can always cut bait and jump ship because there's nothing to lose. When you do have like skin in the game, I feel like people would be more up to like work through challenges, try to figure it out to stay together, versus if you're never married, it's easier just to be like, okay, fight and run away. But are guys really not wanting to get married anymore? Let me know in the comments.
You have to appreciate the irony of this woman trying to shame men for not wanting to get married when she's the one who clearly divorced her last husband. You just can't make this stuff up, man.
Most men that get divorced, they get married again because they need somebody to like take care of them. Most women that get divorced stay alone because they're like, I don't need to be somebody's like parent. I'm going to just chill by myself, and it's way better alone.
I think that men never usually want to get divorced in the first place.
Because you guys get so much more out of a marriage.
But I think it's because men generally are far more moral, and they adhere to a much stricter moral guideline than women tend to. Well, I mean, you can shake your head, but you have nothing to back any of the things you're saying up. Nothing.
Women like this honestly think that men are just uneducated slobs who can't cook, clean, or bathe without a woman helping them, even though we've been doing that for literally thousands of years, but okay then.
Why is it that women are initiating divorces?
Because they have to do too much for a man. A lot of the time, women are willing to go and be a single mother because they're a single mother at home with their husband. So they don't want to take care of an additional person. They want to just take care of themselves and their children. They don't want to have to also take care of a full-grown man.
Care of everybody too.
You're assuming that he is. Most men don't do that. Most men aren't doing that.
Men are out working their asses off for their women. What do you mean?
The only way for the things that she says to be true is if she's met a vast majority of divorced men. But she didn't do that. She just feels like what she's saying is true. That way she doesn't need to actually back it up.
My dad said it seems like young men don't want to get married anymore, and I wanted to ask the internet why that might be. Like, I definitely have ideas of why it might be, but I'd rather hear from real people. It's also interesting that it coincides with that statistic that's been thrown around a lot lately, which is that 40% of women of marriageable age are going to be single by the year 2030. And what's interesting is it's by choice. Like, we're all choosing not to do this anymore. And I know that for a lot of women, myself included, there's a lot of hesitancy because we've been hurt and we're afraid. So I'm curious, what is it from the male perspective? Or do you think all of this is just like a consequence of the culture we live in now with like hookup culture and the internet? I don't know. Let me know what I should tell my dad, thanks.
Men don't want to marry women who have been emotionally damaged by other men. She can't trust him. She'll expect him to do more while she does less, and he will lose everything when she files for divorce. It's no real secret.
Okay, listen, I've confirmed it. My husband no longer cares about me. Okay, so this morning when I woke up in a really bad mood. Okay, I don't know why I woke up in a bad mood, but I was just in a bad mood. And I wanted to talk to him about it. I really did. So when he asked me the first time, he said, "What's wrong with you? You're acting like you're in a bad mood or something." I said, "No, I'm fine." Okay, so then he asks again. He was like, "No, I can tell something's wrong with you. What's going on? Is there something wrong?" And I said, "No, I'm fine." And then he never asked me again. He never asked again. And what hurts the most is that I was going to tell him on that third time. I was going to tell him the third time that he asked. Did not persist with the questions. He asked twice and he let it go. Who does that?
Normal people do that. Her husband expressed his concern for her twice, and she turned around and turned it into a pointless mind game. Normal people don't do that. Horrible wives do.
Who does that? I'll tell you who does that. Somebody who doesn't care about their wife. That's who does that. Somebody who's probably cheating on her. Somebody who...
Or maybe your man just can't read your mind and he's relying on you to use your big girl words when something is wrong with you and tell him. And what's frustrating for that man is that he's most likely going to be the one to apologize because he doesn't want to fight. Even though he's not the one that woke up with the bad mood. Even though he's the one that did check in with you to see what was wrong. Even though all that man probably wants is for you to be okay. On the other hand, if you used your words and you told him what was wrong, and if he had a poor reaction to that, that would be a different story. But at least that would be something real for him to actually apologize about.
She is already expecting an apology from him, even though he literally did nothing wrong. All he did was care for his wife's mood, and he didn't do it to her standards. I mean, that's just messed up.
Here's a part 2 on why you shouldn't date for marriage when you're in your early 20s. So a lot of people say, like, you know, if you don't date for marriage when you're in your early 20s, then you're going to be ran through, you're dating for heartbreak, you're wasting your time. And none of these things are true because, first of all, what you do with your body is your business, and I am all for fully honoring your truth and your pleasure, whatever that looks like for you, whether that's multiple partners or just one. That is your choice.
She just completely destroyed her own argument. If a woman decides that she wants to get married in her early 20s, that's her choice, and frankly, none of this woman's business.
But there is absolutely nothing wrong with getting into a serious relationship when you're younger, but the reality is no matter how intelligent and advanced you are for your age, you're still going to grow so much in your 20s. So my advice as someone in her later 20s and who has worked with women for the last 10 years, from early 20s to early to mid 50s, wait to get married. Otherwise, you're more likely to get divorced.
It's insane how modern women have just used their 20s as an excuse to extend their childhoods, essentially. That's one of the worst things that a woman can do to herself for an infinite amount of reasons.
And to the bitch that keeps stealing the hubcap off my car, your coochie smell like the back of a throat, okay? Anyways, why are men expected to act like a husband in a boyfriend stage, but you don't feel as though you need to act like a wife in a girlfriend stage until somebody chooses to make you a wife? Make it make sense. If you never displayed qualities of being a wife, why would anybody want to make you one? It sounds like women just never want to put any effort first. Like, we feel like we just have to offer minimal effort and that should be significant enough. That and the cat should just have it in the bag.
The sad part is that even if a modern woman were to put in the minimum amount of effort into a relationship, it would be a vast improvement over what modern women are doing nowadays.
I don't know about y'all, but if I'm choosing to be in a relationship, I'm in it to win it. Do you want dinner, baby? Massage, baby? Baby, what do you need? Y'all are literally admitting to doing half it and then wondering why you still are not a wife. And they got the audacity to be complaining about why Suzanne's a wife before you. You haven't showed anything. You're doing what any other would do. Stand out.
If a woman says that a man must work to earn her affection, then there is no affection to be had, let's be honest. She's built up so much damage that she's not capable of being affectionate anyway.
We were talking about, how so many married women are cheating on their husbands. I see it a lot. He sees it a lot. And we were wondering, or I was wondering, what do you think? Why do you think this is happening? His response was so on point, and this is something that I've done several videos on. So he was saying that there's a lot of women who marry men, and the woman wants to run the show. She wants to be the boss. She bosses him around. She wants everything her way. She starts emasculating him.
It's sad how many modern wives can't even bring themselves to show the bare minimum amount of respect to their husbands. It's just easier for them to be abusive than it is to be kind, which is really sad.
I've heard so many stories of men who meet great women, but they end up leaving because they feel so emasculated all the time by a woman. Eventually, if you're emasculating a man too much, you don't respect his opinion, you don't respect his authority or like his leadership, he's going to stop being a leader in the relationship, and he's just going to let the woman take the drive. Now, a lot of women would say, well, this is exactly what I want, but what ends up happening is the woman stops respecting the man, and then she goes out and cheats on the man, and she tells, men that she cheats on him with that she just wants to be dominated in the bedroom. She wants a man that's a real man. I see that all the time in my comment section, women being like, well, where are the real men out there? I had a man that I had to baby, or a man that I had to pick up after.
These women will break down a man to next to nothing and then rub salt in the wounds by emasculating him even further by cheating on him with what she describes as a real man, even though that real man will kick her out of his bed the second he's done with her. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves, guys. Peace.